Hello everybody, my name is Magnus, welcome back to Shining Force CD. I severely messed up. I hadn't used this, emulator before, and I apparently didn't set up what I needed to. Basically, I needed to set up a memory card, or create a memory card, for me to be able to load up my file. Even my save state didn't actually work right. So there was no save state that I usually have as a backup, because we've learned this lesson before. And I had no memory card, effectively, for it to save to in this emulator, so I lost everything. Every single little bit. So I spent the last 2 hours or so. There was more time trying to figure out, make sure that I did all the right stuff and testing and whatnot. But there was a lot of time that I just spent replaying everything and getting over to here. Sorry for that pause in the music there. Just had to adjust my screen. But we're back here, and you're going to see massive changes to every single character. I will point some things out, and then kind of go from there. You're going to see that there's probably a few more levels on people, because I do have some level 8 characters, and Sig is level 4. So I think that some people are... Yeah, he ended up getting to level 4. It's a miracle. I may have faced a lot more of the dwarves that kept respawning. I think that's what ended up occurring. Mostly because I found that Apis, who's level 8, he was just crushing things and taking things out so that other characters didn't end up getting any levels. And while I was kind of going around, I had to do it more gingerly, and therefore more dwarves ended up coming up. Magnus is, I think, a little bit weaker. We gotta talk about Roos. I'm gonna put in a screenshot, hopefully, that shows what he was at level 5. You can tell his defense is lower, I think, than what he was before. And in fact, in the last 2 levels, he gained 2 defense. Meaning that at level 5, he had 9 defense, which was the exact same as Wendy, our mage, who takes a lot of damage. Although he gained more HP than normal. He's different. He's not a tank. He's a warrior, and he should be a tank, but he's not a tank. Do you know who's a tank? Shade. At least in comparison. I also got that steel arrow, because I replayed. I was going to go get that steel arrow, and he's a beast. Also, Apis is pretty tanky as well, that 14 defense. It still doesn't beat Magnus, because I still gave the Protect Milk. Shade ended up getting lucky on that Power Water and getting 4 attack. So that's really changed things too. Cray's gotten really good. Like I said, there was a lot more experience that was had, and either that was just those dwarves, or that was more attacks that occurred that people got little experience that they build up upon. Which is fair, because I will tell you, before the last map, my guys were pretty weak besides Apis. So, yes, I know my stats are different. Yes, my guys end up more powerful. I am sorry. But you can tell this is a different file. There was no egressing, and I didn't do that in the last one either. You can get yourself to here, mostly from those dwarves and then everything else beyond that. And I did get that Blaze too for Wendy. But here we are in this battle, and we're just going to continue on. We're still in super hard mode, and you will tell, apparently, I looked it up. It's the attacks. The attack stat that everybody goes up on. That's the major change, just like in Shining Force 2, except for this time, the super hard mode is the hardest mode. So what ends up happening is that the base attack, so the attack without the weapon, gets multiplied by 1.25, so it has a 25% increase. That means, this is the reason why the brass loader here and the rat fly's attack is so high in comparison to the other units, is because they don't have a weapon. So they don't have anything compensating for the attack. That means their base attack is a lot higher, because they wanted them to be able to do some damage to you. So now you multiply that higher attack by that point, by that 25% increase. It's a greater increase than everybody else that's carrying a weapon that is still, doing some decent damage. I'm not going to say that the Hell Soldier over here is not doing a lot of damage, but it is not close to the Brass Loader or the Ratfly. In either case, we've seen those new enemies. We have more Ratmen that are going around, and there's just a random Incubus over here that has an antidote. That's interesting. I wonder if the Ratfly ends up poisoning. Now that I say that, that's going to happen, isn't it? I've also had some pretty bad luck with sleep. Bats and sleep. So hopefully we don't run into that again. Looks like I can go a couple of paths as we go through here. But before we go into that, we picked up Claude. I know I mentioned him a little bit before. With 21 attack, that's pretty decent. And his defense, I mean, he's in the running for like 3rd place, matching a bunch of other characters. So it's actually not too bad for a flyer. You'll notice I put the running pimento on him, and I'm not using it, because typically, when you have something that updates specifically the movement stat in these games, if you promote after you add that movement stat, your promotion just sets your move to a certain value, so you will lose that if you promote. I want Claude to have the running pimento once he promotes, so he can have more movement, because he's a flyer and more movement is great. It has a bigger effect on a flyer than it has on other characters, but I don't want to use it right now, even though it would be very useful, because it'll eventually go away. I'd rather have it for later. But he seems pretty useful. I mean, he's got more attack than Apis with a spear, not with the bronze lance, but he's also 2 levels lower, so he's actually pretty decent, is what I can see here, which is exactly what I want. I don't need my Birdmen to be phenomenal, I just need them to be good enough. For them to be competent. Yeah, we'll add that bronze lance. Yeah, Apis was kind of carrying me in the very beginning, taking almost all of the major experience, and then everybody else was behind, and I had to catch them up. We'll keep Claude over here. I'm gonna see if I can lure some enemies in a weird direction. And Roos was the carry in my first thing, as you can see in the previous videos, and then now he has a high attack, and that's what he has going for him, which is decent, but he doesn't have the move to help with that. So we'll see how that goes. He's been actually very weak for me because his defense just didn't grow. He couldn't take hits. I had to actually tank with Shade of all characters, and then Magnus. Let's see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if he can actually. He might be able to hit Magnus, believe it or not. Which is fine. I can take the archer going over there, and if he does, I will bombard him. Magnus has a ridiculous defense, but for this point in time. Especially for super hard. The fact that he's got 17 defense, you put him on a land feature, and none of these guys are doing any damage to him. It's only the toughest guys, which is great. I like a tanky hero, because that means they're not going to die. The only problem is, he doesn't have a high attack right now. He is struggling on that front, even with a new weapon. It looks like, yeah. So, going back over the land effects, certain enemies and allies are affected more than others through terrain, and it looks like these Death Archers are effectively, well, not affected at all. So that is something that we'll have to take care of. Apparently, Shade didn't pick up the mobility of his father. Maybe he has it, but yeah, normally your archers have a pretty decent movement through all these like really difficult terrain, especially the forests. That was supposed to be like a specialty of theirs. I am safe here. So I'm gonna keep myself safe, then strike out with Claude as needed. Alright. What's sad is I can't put Roos there. Well, I can. He can take a crit. I'll keep him there. And I have Sig and... But you can see that Death Archer can move further than the Ratman, even though they have the same move speed. That's because of that effect. That's what I figured would happen. I didn't want it, but it's okay. I mean, you look at a warrior and you're like, oh, you're taking 6 points of damage from that. No, he's not on any terrain, but still, like, he's... that's just so disappointing. And I've got nowhere to move here. We're in a choke point, folks. Alright, time to get out of said choke point and see what Claude can do. Okay. I mean, 7 points of damage is not shabby against these Death Archers right now. Especially since this is level 6, and my guys at level 6, we're kind of doing the same amount. So you may just... I mean, he's doing more than Magnus. Yeah, that's kind of the thing that you want here. Was there a special item? I gotta make sure. I think I ended up giving Cray one, like, make sure my guys had one more slot than normal, just in case they killed something. Middle sword. Middle sword. You didn't have anything. Medical herb. And axe. Antidote. Okay, it doesn't look like they have any special items. Alright, Roos. This is a little bit dangerous. But leaving that Death Archer is more dangerous. Yeah, even Roos with his decent attack does just as much as Claude. Claude useful. Very good. And we will heal with Cray. Cray's been doing phenomenal. He's going to surpass everybody in attack if he keeps these level ups. The only thing that can beat him out. Oh, the attack by 2, that's fine. And the defense is going up, which is great. Ooh, Muddle. I wonder if Muddle actually works for us in this game. Because in the other Shining Forces, they weren't doing so great. At least on our side. It seemed to work for the enemy just fine. Alright. Got the Ratmen here. Yeah, we're just at a roadblock. Oh, man. I mean, this is what's supposed to happen within the game. You get into these choke points occasionally, and then you kind of suffer from it. That's how they get you. And that's... Okay, we get to show off a Blaze 2, which is great for Wendy right now. I cannot wait. Ooh, critical hits. I wasn't counting on that, but that works. You can see good amount of damage, area effect. So as you go up in levels, and this changes between games, but as you go up in levels for your spells, they will either gain more range, more area, or do more damage. Generally going to do more damage almost every single time, but it's not necessarily the case. And sometimes they increase on multiple things at a time. Shade can't even get in for the action. Alright, good. We can get over here. Let's equip you with a spear again. And these guys aren't even damaged. Or at least this guy isn't. But yeah, so as you go up in those levels of spells, you go and get better versions of it that cost more MP. But I will say that almost every single time, it is totally worth it. I'm going to damage this one because Magnus will not kill the other one. Or maybe he would have. I forgot that these guys had less defense than the Death Archers. Thing. 13, 12, yeah. Just by a smidgen, but still. Okay. Or do I keep that? No. Menu. we'll just do the herb here. patch him up. And poor Sig in the back. And I've actually given Sig kills, even recently. It just hasn't really amounted to anything. Alright, so the question is, do I go for that death? I don't think that Death Archer is... I don't think I can kill it. So I'd rather kill the Rat Man. Oh, come on! I wanted to get a kill for Claude. I mean, technically, he's the one that needs it the most. Yeah, we're just gonna keep it over here. We'll let Roos get this kill. I'm gonna save one for Claude to kill, because he needs to go up in level and power up. I need my Birdman nice and strong. But I also don't need to put myself into too much danger. I just hope that they keep attacking Magnus, really. We'll see how our characters turn out after this. This part is not, their part's a little bit boring. It's a little bit slow as you move through. You have some of these maps. There's no real danger if you are generally an okay level and you have your medical herbs or your healers. You're not taking too many risks, which this is not the time to take risks within the game. I would show off Shade in his 30 attack, but I will not right now, because I need other people to gain experience. In fact, I would really like a level on Quad, so I'm actually tempted. Magnus won't kill this Death Archer. I was very lucky with that. We'll see if we can block him in. Oh, okay, I can do 1 point of damage here. That's fine. I didn't know when Claude was going to go. There's the 7 damage there. Like I said, your damage is variable, so you can't rely on a specific value. That is for sure. We'll just keep doing this so Cray can get some experience. Medical herbs are cheap. So I think of it as 10 gold pieces for 10 experience points. So 100 gold pieces per level. That isn't bad. We'll just do that to keep Sig safe, because we don't need him taking a lot of damage. Don't counter, don't counter, don't counter. Good. So, I will go through and bring up something that, if you've watched this before, if you've watched, or at least me play before, you know that I love Birdmen. Now, Luke from Shining Force 2, or generally the Birdmen from Shining Force 2, I don't have a great love for. Luke is okay, and then, well, Screech is Screech. He's not good. And I was forced to use him, and he was not good. But Birdmen are awesome within these games, generally, because they have a lot of move, they fly over obstacles, they can get to enemies that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get. If you're speedrunning, your entire strategy is, revolving around the highest move characters that you have, that you can boost up. And Birdmen are perfect candidates for that. Even now with 22 attack, only Roos out-damages him, besides Apis with the Bronze Lance. It's only by a couple of points, or 1 point for the Bronze Lance. So imagine if you were able to boost that attack up even more, or feed the kills and make him super powerful. Now you have this fast-moving character that doesn't care about obstacles, that you're able to put wherever you need to put him. So it makes for a phenomenal, I can speak, unit for you to be able to use throughout your entire game. So I really like them. And I have a bias towards them, and I understand that. Some people have called me out on the bias, and that's fine. I mean, my avatar is Balbaroi. But there's a good reason for it, because they're actually good units. People have a hating, especially for Shining Force 1. Some people have been hating on the Birdmen, and I don't understand that, because it's actually better. Balbaroi and Eamon are better off, like, are a better unit within Shining Force 1 than the Shining Force 2 Birdmen. They keep the 7 movement, which I was hoping that they would have here. Yeah, we could have Magnus do this one. There we go, level 8. Attack by 2! Good, good. More defense. But yeah, they're even better in that one, and apparently people don't like them that much. If you haven't given your Birdman the Sword of Light or Sword of Darkness, or the Chaos Breaker, or just a decent sword, you are missing out. Because that's a lot of damage, especially if you boost it up with the Power Ring. Everybody can be boosted up like that. But once you meet a certain threshold, you are nearly one-shotting enemies, and you could just move that character 7 spaces and do whatever damage. In this case, he moves 6, but he can move over obstacles, which is really killing me right now. Yeah, we'll go through and use a freeze. We'll just weaken up this guy. Again, I want to have some ability to give experience to those in need. Wendy is not in need of experience right now. Man, it kills me that Shade isn't doing that well on the movement side. I thought that he was going to be better. What's the next obstacle? I can go down to the south, or I can kind of come up to the north. Okay. We'll open this up. That's me talking about the Birdmen again, which I've done many times within these games, just because I love them and I like to talk about them. We'll go to the south, it's quicker, even though it's more dangerous. Ooh, I can give one to Cray. That is okay. I can deal with that. Cray's doing as much as my frontline fighters right now, which is great. He just is weaker on the defensive side, although he's catching up. So he's starting to become pretty good. There's Claude. Now he's generally caught up with everybody. But it's good to have him pretty powerful. At least I would assume. I haven't gone through and played this specific game, so I don't know how he ends up, but it seems like he's doing alright now. And even with just average level ups. Maybe some characters surpass him, but it won't be a lot. Looks like I'm defending in the middle here. Great. Yeah, let's take out that rat fly. I like how it's a rat fly. Like, this is obviously just a bat that's reskinned. They could call it a vampire bat. They could do a lot of different things. That's not what they do. Man, I'm not going to be able to show off Shades. We're just going to put him here just so he can get healed up. Did I already use them all? Yes, I did. Alright. But this is worthwhile to do. Mostly because there's some spellcasters that are around that Magnus still takes a lot of damage from. Alright, here we go with Claude again. Also, flyers, you can see that the land effect is at 0. They never, if they fly, they never take advantage of any defensive terrain. So that means that Claude's defense is always at that lower level. So it's actually really good that his defense is a decent number because it doesn't get boosted. But that also means that affects flying enemies. If you hover, which few characters hover versus fly, throughout the Shining Force series. But if you do hover, you take advantage of those terrain features. But you might be blocked by certain features, like mountains and chasms and whatnot. Because you're not a full flyer. You're going to move you over there. Sig's got that ability, and we'll let Roos take this on. I could have tried to attack, but that also risked him getting outturned and dying. There's another defense +2, thank you! Roos, you're catching up! If you don't know, this game does... all Shining Force games have what's called a rubber banding mechanic. Man, you are really hurt. Which means that the level ups are random. But if you are further away, the further that you are away from the base stat that you should be, based on whatever your level is, your total accrued levels for like Shining Force 2 and probably for this game based on how the level ups go. The further you are away from it, the game will try to compensate. So, I had Roos at level 5 with a defense of 9, and he's gained 3 straight defense 2 level ups, when he gained like 3 straight non-defense level ups. That caused him to be at defense of 9. So he caught up, probably because of the rubber banding mechanic going, you are way behind in your defense levels, so we're going to give you a greater chance of increasing that defense. The opposite effect happens if you are over that baseline, where it will give you a less chance to level up in that stat, or go up in that stat when you level up. So that is something that you do have to kind of pay attention to. You don't know what is going to happen. To be clear, like, there's guessing that occurs of what probably is going to happen or what should happen. But again, that is guessing. That is not... like, the game is going to decide whatever number it's going to give you, and you can still get characters that are blessed and have great stats, and others that are cursed and have terrible stats. So that's something that you always have to consider. We'll go through here. Yeah, I'm still going to use my medical herbs. I'm mostly saving my MP for ranged healing, if I need it, but I will, once I'm out of medical herbs, I'll use my regular healing. I'm not expecting to... oh. I forgot about that. Sig, you're going to take a lot of damage. 7's alright. You could have lasted a crit or 2 attacks, so that's good. Alright, Wendy, do I need you to do a Blaze level 2? I would hardly think I could get that easily set up, so I'm not going to worry about having... okay, 6. Gotta remember that costs 6. I will still have a Blaze 2 left after doing this, but if she goes and casts another spell, I won't have that available. Level 9. Yeah, more MP. That's what I asked for her, so I can keep casting spells. Aha! We're able to show off Shade with his 30 attack. I will probably not kill this Death Archer still, because of the defensive terrain. However, is a lot of damage. So we finally got to see Shade attack. Yeah, it is insane when he gets that new weapon, because that is a new weapon. That's before you can go through and buy it, and then you get that power wine that added 4 attack. That makes that ridiculous. And that's good for me. Yeah, that's an okay amount of damage, Magnus. I wonder if the next battle is going to be without a lot of terrain, to kind of counterbalance this one being filled with terrain. Claude needs just an attack. He can take it. My only concern is Sig. Okay, yeah. You know, I'll give it to Claude. He'll catch up to level 8 like everybody else, but you can quickly see him snowball at some point, and that's okay. Attack 2, Defense 2, that is great stats for him. If he keeps leveling up like that, he's going to be an absolute monster, which is good. I like it. Mountains, generally, characters aren't able to move very far. Apparently, monks are, or maybe how it calculates out the movement, but I am going to go to the south here. I don't know what units, what units are going to do what. I'm going to do this to preserve Sig. He is so far behind, even though he actually does heal a decent amount. I've made sure to really deplete his resources every single map. And yet, that's where he stands, because healers have a hard time when they don't have a lot of MP. I have 16 defense. But that's 25, so that's 9 points of damage. I don't want to risk that. But I can put Claude here. And although that's ahead of the force, and the rest of my force won't get there for a little bit of time, it's very useful to be able to position him there and take advantage of things when able. Especially if I get a ring that boosts up his attack. Or a spell that does that. So far, we've only seen a defensive boosting spell, which is good. We don't have it, but it's good. Do I top Bruce off? I think I do. I still have medical herbs I can actually give to these guys, which is something I probably should do. Okay. Just keep the train. Shade is going to be behind again, just because it's caught in traffic. Move this way. Maybe that'll work out better. The problem is you don't know what terrain affects who, and how it affects them. The game doesn't tell you, because, again, this was made in the early 90s. You know, I think it showed in the front 1994, 1995. So you do have to forgive the game at least a little bit for that. Okay, so they're short up here. Cray, you're fine moving this way. I'm going to wait one more turn before I attack with Claude. You could do a Blaze 2 pretty far, though. So I actually think that the Dark Mage could get here, and then Blaze right there. So we're going to move this way. Oh, you can move even one more space. So Cray's going to eat this, but that is probably the safest move I could have made. Because now I don't have to worry about a Blaze 2, and I can just group up my guys as needed. Hopefully I can get Shade over there to kill the Dark Mage before it casts another spell. Can't quite reach. Okay, the artillery can't quite reach anybody but Roos. Now that he's decent defense, it's not going to be too bad. 6 damage I can deal with. But you still have that Hell Soldier. And Wendy is 1 space away. That's kind of annoying. So what's questionable here is if Shade can move 3, go 1, 2, 3, he can probably kill that Dark Mage, and I can start hitting this Brass Loader. I'm going to say that I'm going to be able to do that, and it's not going to happen, but it's going to be okay. Want to start damaging that Brass Loader. I'm not going to call that the safest move, but it's an okay move. Oh, and he can't. Thanks. Probably already gave him one. Oh, this is nice. There you go. Maybe Apis can move up. There we go. Okay, I got lucky with that. Maybe that'll happen sometimes, but, you know, I'll take getting lucky in some of these maps. Because I know that I'll be unlucky in other ones. Hey, look. Got more medical herbs. Level 9 Apis. Another 2 HP. Now, he isn't growing on his attack as much as I'd like him to, but he's still not doing too bad. Do I get greedy? No. Because he takes way too much damage. And he'll level up just by using a medical herb. Now is not the time to get greedy, especially when I got lucky. That's something to take note. If you get lucky, that means you may have to adjust your plans so that you don't need to get lucky again. Just like here. Man, I would love to hit Roos, but he can survive the Brass Loader. I don't think Sig can. There's no way he's surviving a crit or a double attack from it. Roos might not be able to, but that's okay. Wendy can do something. Do I do that? I think I do that. It's going to do a little bit less damage, but overall... I mean, still 9 points. That's good enough. I just hope I can move Roos out of the way before I can get a ranged attacker there. Or Claude can just kill him. That's fine. Good job, Claude. Alright, that's fine. I'll take the one attacks and one defenses. They happen. As long as it's not a 0. Roos. That one goes out to you. You and your 0 defense for just like 3 levels straight. When you're supposed to be the tank. I'm almost just calling Shade a brass gunner because how his defense was in comparison. Alright, so we can move a little bit farther here. I know that Hell Knight's going to come up to me. That's okay. It's going to do some damage, but it's not going to be not going to be that much. Yeah, 5. In comparison to other things, that's nothing. I'm gonna leave that spot open. We're just kind of stuck in traffic. Poor Shade, not able to show off his abilities, but that's okay. When we get to a more open place, Shade will shine. He still has way more attack than anybody else, and they're about to get their weapon upgrades, but I don't think that they're gonna get anywhere close to him. I don't know if I move my hero to the town, if it will just bypass this guy. I don't think I want to bypass him, because I'm going to be able to kill him pretty easy. Will he kill Wendy? I don't think so. Yeah, it's like, she doesn't have, like, 2 defense or anything, so... Apis is probably going to kill. That's okay. Oh, no kill. That's fine. Oh, I can get a Roos kill. That's fine. There we go. Good job, Roos. More defense! Yes! He's catching up! Oh, yeah, I definitely have to show that screenshot. Because it's just so bad. Oh, it is just so bad to see that. Hey, it sounds like they're fighting. Let's go in. We're going from one battle to another, as always. There is no shop, so that is slightly concerning. So I know that using these medical herbs, like it does have a cost. You don't have infinite number of them. No, he's actually better off with it. I'll give that to you. But I can give some characters that I don't expect to be in a ton of danger or need it necessarily to give it to somebody either who has higher movement or that will probably use it, like Ray. That's fine. But as I go through and save here, that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it all. If you did enjoy this, please like and subscribe and comment down below. Let me know what your favorite parts are. If you think I'm going crazy over these birdmen, because I probably am, and that's fine. I hope to see you next time. My name's been Magnus. We'll see you then.